We're recording. Go ahead.
Roll calling, Joe Thompson.
Joanne Rubino.
Veronica Castro.
Owen.
Chris Kirk, staff.
Okay, well, let's start off with what happened today. Chris was nice enough and he alerted me to a telephone meeting he was having with the SLA. And, you know, we have some questions for the SLA with the new notice that came down. And so Joanne and I joined that meeting. And I'll first let Joanne give her report because she took notes on that also. So Joe, you want to just let everybody know what took
Sure.
place?
I was wondering if she could take notes today, perhaps.
Oh,
Let's
she
see.
just
She's
came in.
here. She's probably not in a position either, right?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm actually on vacation. Sorry. And I
Oh.
did not bring my laptop.
Okay,
Sorry.
no problem. All right. Okay, so today we had a
Take notes
conference
next time.
call. Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me?
Can you take notes next time?
Okay, thanks. So we had a conference call, Joe Thompson, Chris, and myself with Michael Smith, who's the Community Affairs Liaison for the New York State Liquor Authority. And the reason that Joe wanted to make the call, he wanted to clarify some issues regarding our responsibilities as a committee, as there was some controversy regarding our efforts to vet the businesses, especially new ones or ones that have a problematic history, those that apply for a liquor license. We explained that, you know, he initially said, well, you know, you can always, like, if there's deficiencies, you can always contact the Department of Buildings. And we all said, well, yeah, but our procedure is to try to give the businesses a heads up if they have any problems, and we, like, in a friendly way. And then, of course, if there's something really horrible, we can certainly do that. And we asked him, and Joe asked him, is there anything wrong with that procedure? And he basically said he liked our procedure. He liked us working with the businesses and not, you know, not trying to be gotcha. He's willing to work with us. And he did say that if there is something really serious, that we should contact the proper authorities, Department of Buildings or whatever. But, you know, we try our best to work with them. And I think he appreciated it. It sounds like he really wanted to work with us. And we said, we pointed out to him that we believe that not only are we helping the businesses, but we're protecting the community as well by doing these things. You know, if there's like a lack of egress, or if there's problems with the door, or if they're not serving food, all these things, you know, that we're protecting the community. And he totally agreed with that. If there's anything I left out, Chris or Joe, let me know. But I think it was a very good call. And basically they're saying, you know, we should keep doing what we're doing, which is great.
Yeah, I think you covered it pretty good.
Okay.
Joe, I think that's pretty much exactly what happened. And so we can continue to do what we're doing, because what we're doing is protecting our community, our people, our businesses. So we got a heads up on that. And we'll just go forward with that, and we'll still do what we've always done. And
Joe, I'd like to add, I mean, as a continuation of conversation about Mr. Mike Smith and SLA, we made it clear, and he made it clear also, that the only thing required by law for all liquor licenses that are requested to come in front of us, the only thing by law is required is that 30-day notice. So if they show up or they don't show up, it's not a case in which we have to deny them by not showing up. On top of that, of course, we're coming to agreement that for the ones that are renewals and have no issues whatsoever, we don't require them to show up in a meeting. Am I right or wrong?
yes, that's true.
Okay. So that's the only thing that, you know, he emphasized when it comes to about in a lawful way, what it means for them, for the new liquor licenses to come or not to come. For new liquor licenses, they just send the 30-day notice. If they don't want to show up, we cannot use that as a cause for denying them. That was one of the things that he mentioned.
Right.
Yeah.
But Chris, if we get the application and we go out and we see everything's fine, if they don't show up, yeah, I agree. But we have to go out. I think we're going above and beyond, and I think that's fine. You know?
No, for that, of course, you said you can go and visit, you can check out, you can speak to them, let them know what the issues are so that they can remedy instead of no. It was more like to approach to them positively instead of negatively going over there and having an attitude that if you
Right.
don't do that, then we're gonna deny you and things like that. So it was more like in that friendly way how we can approach the businesses.
Exactly.
So we don't have to
And
hurt them.
that's what we try to do. So I guess not,
Yeah, like an advisory, like
Right.
we're going over to advise them of other issues that may come up for other reasons, but not due to the, their license status.
Correct.
if they don't show up, I guess if it's a problematic, business, or if they're new, I guess, I don't know. I mean, what if it's a problematic business and they just refuse to show up? I mean, that's,
Well, I
That-
think we
that's
should
what it's-
definitely make, I think we should definitely make a note of that in our
Correct.
report. And, I mean, we can't deny them for that, but we can make
Right.
a note of that and let the SLA know that these people are not cooperating.
okay.
And we did get complimented on the way that we do it.
Yep.
And, he stated he wished other boards would do the same thing. So that being said, we have a couple of places that, that we looked at, that are up for renewals. The Gasolina Bar and Lounge Corporation, I know from 2 years ago, they were changing ownership. They were closed, and so I haven't been able to reach them, but I know they were changing, they were going into partnership with somebody else. So, but they're still in the same location. They're just probably undergoing some internal stuff. But I see no problem that we should deny them. Chris, you get the police reports and the community reports. So if there's a red flag there from any of these businesses, please tell us.
None
Okay,
of the renewals have any issue at all so far.
Right.
Yeah,
okay,
they've been, I mean, you
Right.
can understand also, Joe, that it's been a very long period of time that they were closed. So
yeah,
that was one of the reasons that we didn't have any significant issues that, might cause any
Yeah.
problems with the neighborhood and with the community surrounding them.
okay,
So now it's gonna pick up. I mean,
Yeah.
summer is winding down, but it's gonna pick up little by little and probably, who knows? I hope we never have any issues. I really do.
Well, let's just make sure we record any problems that people call in. That was in the other thing that we discussed the last meeting we had. Okay. Now, so the Gasolina, I can see no reason to deny them. So, I make a
Motion.
motion. I make a motion that we have no objection.
Okay. I second.
Okay, all in favor?
I,
Aye.
Any
I,
opposed? Or any discussion? Okay, that passes. Now, Mama G's African Kitchen. I don't remember passing on this at all. I don't remember us having this at all.
Yes,
that's a
Joe,
critique.
if you remember, it was, I'm sorry to interrupt. She was a middle-aged lady when she came in our meeting for the first time. This is the second time, because of course it's a renewal. And it was mostly about like a family kind of restaurant. It was mostly about specialized in African food. And I doubted they have any issues over there.
Well,
because it
no,
was-
Chris, I visited it and it's exactly as you say. It's a more or less a really tight community type of a place. It's well lighted and it's an open area. It's very It's about 1,000 feet, but 500 of that is service area and kitchen. But I do have one problem with it. You have two churches that are within 200 feet of the establishment. So I don't see if we should deny that, but I think it should be noted that there are two churches within 200 feet of the establishment. And they're looking for wine, beer, and cider. But again, it's a well-lit place. They open about 10 o'clock, they close at midnight, and they're not looking for hard liquor. So any discussion on this? Okay, and I make a motion that we have no objection, but I do make a motion with that we do make a note of this to the SLA. So
Okay,
my motion is that we approve it, but we send a note to the SLA pointing out the fact that it is within two religious institutions are within 200 feet.
Joe, can I ask a question?
Sure.
Those churches are open almost every Sunday? Because you got to understand that liquor cannot be served until after 12. So it's a shorter period of time. I'm talking 12 to, I don't know, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock for this restaurant. And it's a restaurant that, like I mentioned, it was a family restaurant. When you order a meal, you just want to have a bottle of beer, or I mean, a glass of beer, a glass of wine. It was mostly like that. It wasn't kind of people that frequently go over there only for drinking.
Oh, no. They don't have a bar there. They have double seating. They have 4 sets of double seating and 2 small tables. So the most you're going to be able to get in there for dinner is 4, 12, 16, 20 people. And there's no bar area. It's not a cramped space. It's kind of an open space. But then again, there is a restriction and there is a concern about the churches being there. And these are not small churches. These is a Presbyterian church and in another rather large church, about the size of St. Lucy's Church. So these are not small churches. But again, it is separated by not a large street, but a fairly sized street. And but I think we should make a note of that for the SLA to make that determination. These seem to be regular people, nice people, hardworking people. And again, it closes at midnight. And I see nothing wrong with the establishment. It's just that it is close to 2 churches.
Joe, do you know if they have an outside area for
No, they don't.
COVID? They don't.
No.
Okay.
So do I have a discussion or anyone who wants to second the motion? Or anyone who wants to make another motion?
I'll second.
Okay, all in, any more discussion on that?
No.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Aye.
Okay, so Darrell's opposed. Joanne is for, I'm for. Edie?
Opposed. I said
Edith?
aye.
Oh,
Oh,
aye,
it was a
okay.
delayed aye.
Okay,
No, actually,
All
I support it.
okay.
So yeah, I just didn't respond because I normally don't respond unless I'm opposing it. I'm sorry.
Okay,
We're small, so we
Okay.
could just talk like a regular meeting.
well, okay, so that's done. Now the Skyline Bar and Lounge, Wilkinson Avenue, I didn't get a chance to see. This is a renewal, And do we have anything on them, Chris, at all? Any adverse events or anything, any police reports?
No, they've been over there, you know very well, Joe, they've been over there like forever. They're
Mhm.
the same as the Willows Beach Tavern, as we never had a problem, and they're not far from the 49 precinct also.
Okay,
So, no, nothing.
okay. So I make a motion that we approve them. We have no objections to them. Can I get a second?
Somebody else.
Somebody second it.
I second.
Okay.
Do we have a discussion on this at all? Okay, then that's approved. Our new place, the Prince Cafe on Morris Park, 1084 Morris Park. This is new.
What's the place name?
It's called the Prince Cafe, MP.
They
Okay.
have a location on
Morris
Arthur
Park.
Avenue.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, I know who they are.
It's
Okay.
a coffee shop, I
Yeah.
think, right?
Yes.
Um,
Nice place in
on
Arthur.
this one,
They
we
have a
don't have,
nice, yeah, they have a nice outside area now.
Prince Cafe, isn't that the 1084? The address is the
Yeah, it's
1084 Morris Park?
1084. Yeah,
That's the Ronnie's shoe shop, right next to Patricia's.
Seriously? Well,
Yeah,
good.
they're looking to change that into a bar or tavern.
yes, but
Okay.
I
they
received,
must have done that because they do have it set up that way. They do have an outside area.
I received an email today because I invited, since they are new, and as per our way how to approach these people, our rules and regulation of this committee or our policies, I invited them to come, and I sent an email to the law office that, you know, deals for them, I mean, represents them. And I received an email in which it says, hi, Prince Cafe is not going forward at that location. So will
Oh.
not be attended. If Prince Cafe
not
finds
going-
another location within the community board, we will notify you. So I don't think they're gonna
Oh.
go there.
Okay, so no
Okay.
action taken with us at all.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we'll table this until they have a place. Or they come back with a different one. But there is a place, it's right on the corner. It's 1084. There is an outdoor area there. So I'll have to go back and take a look at that. Okay.
Interesting.
So
Wow.
this will be tabled pending more information. We don't have a gallery today, do we?
No.
Bob is not even here.
I don't see anybody. Let me check, let me make sure.
I'm looking. Nope, just us.
No, it's just
Just
us,
us.
nobody
Good one,
else.
Mr. Thompson. Good one.
Maybe
Huh.
Bob is still on vacation.
Bob doesn't take vacations. He doesn't want to miss anything.
Might be right.
Well, we have any old business to discuss?
So basically the SLE rules are not a ceiling. It's almost like they're just, right? Like rules that we are guided by, but we can also add additional rules that best suit our community, right?
Absolutely,
Yep.
Okay.
absolutely.
That's because
I mean,
it makes sense. To me, it makes sense. So thank you.
Yes.
yeah, that's that. Look, all of this, all the things that we're doing, most boards don't do. And so these are things that we added in.
He
And,
called us great. He says, you guys are great. He says, nobody does what you do.
Yeah,
Exactly.
well, I forgot to
I love
mention,
that.
even when it comes to stipulation, he agreed with the fact that, you know, sometime when they're brand new and we have had information about any issues, we can have a stipulation which the SLA takes it very much under consideration.
Mhm.
When I
Oh,
say
okay.
stipulation is a deal that we used to do before, like for new ones, that we can ask them if they can close earlier. I mean, always you have to ask. Because by law, they can say, you know what, I don't want to deal. I'm going to continue at 4 a.m. You guys do whatever you want. I don't want to sign stipulation. But the gentleman mentioned it, that if you're willing and they're willing, and the stipulation is signed, they'll take it under consideration. So,
They'll work with us for sure.
correct.
I think we're all after the same thing. Safety, security, good business. Does anybody have anything else they wish to bring up?
Just one thing, and I guess under new business, the new restrictions for COVID, how do you think, I mean, it's only like a couple of days, but I wonder how that's going to come out. And if it's going to be an issue, is it going to make the restaurants have less business? I mean, does anybody have any ideas about that? Because it's kind of concerning.
Well, the restaurants, a lot of the restaurants are doing takeouts. They're doing Grubhub and everything else. So I've seen good activity in restaurants.
Well, the
And I guess-
13th, the Monday, they started requiring, they had like for a month in August, they said, don't let people in unless they show their card, but there'll be no problem with that really if they didn't. But now they could be inspected, they could get fines. There are people who might refuse to show the card even if they have it, or if they don't have, or give fake cards. I mean, and then they have to do a temperature check at the door. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying that people might say, I'm just going to cook. I'm going to stay home.
Well, can I be honest? So I am fully vaccinated. I've been fully vaccinated since March.
Mhm.
And I got corona. I did not
Oh,
have
no.
a fever. I did not, I thought I just had a sinus infection.
Mhm.
And and I actually went to 2 restaurants while I had COVID. And I did not know I had COVID.
See,
And I got
that's
it.
my problem too with it.
So it doesn't quite, in my opinion, it doesnn't make sense that they're
Doesn't do
checking
anything.
for these cards, because I think it just doesn't make sense. That's my
It's
take on that.
it's
But
it's a lot. There's a lot of variables with the situation because, in retrospect, there's other situations where people who had COVID, right, got over it, lucky enough to live, got the vaccination, and now the studies over a few hundreds of people discovered that people have superhuman immunity. So whatever that means, but they said it's to another level. So there's other sides to that spectrum. So so many variables at this time because it's so early in the game. I think over time we'll discover more. But I think the whole protocol is just to make people feel a little more safer protocols instead of just letting anybody in. I get how that can be an implement a problem for business, but at this point,
but it's a false sense of security though, because as I said, like I actually was contagious when I went out and I didn't know it. Do you understand what I'm saying? So
I say there's so many studies going on right now because there's
Right.
studies where people never had COVID, got vaccinated, and somehow the virus infiltrated these people. But then you got other people that had COVID really bad, got over it, and now they're saying because of the vaccination they have some type of like extra immunity. So it's so many variables.
I know
Right.
people who
So-
had I know people who got COVID before the vaccine, got vaccinated, and still got COVID after the vaccine.
Well,
So, and I
Right.
know people. So I don't know, like but as you said though, I think it's just like too uncertain. I think that they're putting an unreasonable burden on restaurants to basically require
My
that
opinion on
that
that,
everyone.
my opinion on that, it's first of all, is unconstitutional. You don't have the right to ask people to show up documentation about getting in, because otherwise you're going to start selecting people. And in this case, not for nothing, the people that haven't getting vaccinated en masse, it's the minorities, because some of them probably are not comfortable yet to go and get vaccinated. So by doing that, you're selecting a bunch of them not to get into the restaurant.
Right.
You
And
have to protect- you
also
have to protect
children
everybody.
under
So-
12 can't be vaccinated, but they're allowed in. The other problem is that you can have, like, go to Jacoby, get a shot. I heard de Blasio say this, get a shot, get the card same day and go into a restaurant. He actually said that. And then when I looked at the regulations, there's no, like, you're fully vaccinated. If you want to go to the doctor, it was, months ago, and they said, when were you vaccinated? Okay. You have to wait 2 or 3 weeks to get the full effect, even after the first thing, So they're saying, they're letting people in there who could be contagious, who could have it already, and the children too. So I agree with Edit. I do.
And you have a lot of people that are asymptomatic.
Got
I
it,
mean,
right.
which means that they can go in, they don't show any signs or anything. They can eat and they can spread it. So to me, this doesn't make sense at all. And on
Well,
top of that,
Agree, it doesn't make sense at all.
I'm sorry, but I think it's a situation of percentages here that we're talking about. Sure, you're fully vaccinated and you go out and you get it again. The idea is that the vaccinations are not going to put you in the hospital. They're not going to kill you. There's less chance of that happening if you're fully vaccinated. Now, if you go into a place and you expose other people that may not be vaccinated, then you're dealing with other people's lives.
Well, how
So
about
we have a contagious situation here, and we
Yeah,
can
but
discuss
isn't
this.
the virus, people who are vaccinated can spread the virus just as well as people who aren't vaccinated? Isn't that the case?
like I could spread it to my grandson who has immune system. There are people who can't be vaccinated, or children under 12, or who are very ill and can't, they haven't gone to a restaurant. That's why I'm not going. But there's a lot of
Well,
people who are
it's
going to
all
go.
percentages.
It's not
You're
gonna,
better off getting vaccinated, but we
oh,
can
I got
discuss this one
vaccinated.
all
I'm
night.
fully
So,
vaccinated. I'm fully
oh, me
vaccinated.
too.
Yeah.
So
at
this
the
is
end
one
of
of
the
those
day,
things
the
you can
ones that are
discuss
gonna get
forever.
hurt,
I know.
the ones that are gonna get hurt, it's gonna be mostly about the restaurant owners, because I mean, having somebody to hire somebody to stay at the door, to look at the cards, to have a temperature check. Yet again,
Temperature check.
nobody is secure 100%. Then on top of that, you denying the right of somebody that doesn't want to be vaccinated. Doesn't make sense to me. First of all, mandates
Or
are not
can't be
stated
vaccinated?
exactly.
You can't be.
Mandates are not done by a mayor. Mandates supposed to be done by a state legislature.
But the problem is you got to look at it from the perspective. If you really want to be technical, you want to look in the perspective of business. Is it prudent for people to keep getting sick on your watch, spreading virus to different people inside your company? So you got to think about it. Businesses actually, on a bigger scale, want this thing to happen. The reason why COVID is still alive is because a lot of people either A, don't want to do the right thing, or B, have their opinions about it, which is their right, and then C, some people are doing the right thing. So it's all over the place. So after all, the only solution, in my opinion, is going to be time.
Yeah,
Time
you're
and
probably right.
vaccinations.
I guess we'll keep an eye on this situation.
Okay, guys.
All right.
Anything else that we need to discuss? Are we pretty much done?
Be done.
Okay. All right. Okay, Joe, Edith,
I will
Darrell,
take notes next time, guys.
Veronica.
Oh, thanks, Edith.
No, I don't mind. I actually do take notes in my other committees. I'm always taking notes in other committees. So
Well, I think that
No.
what we wanted to do is just take turns.
yeah, no, I agree.
So,
Maybe we should do that.
yeah.
I think that's probably a good
And
idea.
that's fine. Yeah. So,
So
Well,
yeah,
you
but
two are
I'm
very
totally
good
gonna
at
do
it,
it next
though.
time.
thank you.
Anytime.
It's a great committee. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I think we're the best committee. Are you kidding?
Sure. We sure are.
We're the only ones who all show up, Other
Oh, that's
committees,
right.
one person comes or two people. I hear complaints from at least 4 or 5 different committees that people just don't show up.
And people, if they don't show up to this committee, they tell us. They say, "Oh, I'm here. I can't do it,"
Yeah.
or whatever. They'll let us know.
And we're doing more than just showing up. We're going out. And that's a big difference. We're actually doing field work and showing up for the meeting, not just for the meeting. But great group of people. I'm glad I'm with you. Anyway, I think we can check off.
We're glad you're our committee chair. So we're lucky to have you.
Yep.
Okay. I'm glad everybody's happy. And stay healthy.
Yeah,
will.
about that.
Stay out of restaurants.
Yeah. No, it's
Well, I
crazy.
hope to see you all in
Really-
person pretty soon.
I
Okay.
hope so too. Miss
Really.
you guys.
Okay.
Good night,
Joe, make
fellas.
a motion, Joe.
Bye, everyone. Stay safe.
Oh, make a motion to adjourn. At what time?
8:06.
Time,
8:07.
it's 8:06, 8:07, and I'm gonna stop recording.
Okay.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Chris.
Right.
You're the best.
Bye, everyone. Have a
Thank
good